Good morning, folks. The time is 9:20 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 8th of May, 2025. And of course, that's the 9th for my friends on the other side of the planet, those time-traveling folks in Australia, those folks in Melbourne. How's everybody doing? No matter where you are, how are y'all doing today? And I hope the answer is great, my friends. My name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the groups. Well, I thought it was funny. That's right. There's two groups. And they are awesome groups. And you, my friends, you are you, and you're awesome. How do I know? Because these groups are only awesome because you're members, my friends. So that makes you awesome, right? Absolutely. And you know what? We've got more than 707,000 members in these two groups, my friends. That's crazy. That's more people than many cities' population. So I'm going to call us what we are, the funniest city on the internet, my friends. Population you and I. Funny people in a funny place. And you know what? We make people laugh, my friends. So what are you up to, my friends? What's going on today? What's happening in your life? Me? Well, let's see. We're going to be heading off to Staples or some other electronic store with my beautiful, wonderful wife because her monitor, well, she works from home, and her main monitor that she uses crapped out this morning. So we're going to replace that. I brought her a smaller monitor that I had laying around, and she can use that until we get her a new one. But that's what we're going to do later on this afternoon. And then a friend of mine has asked me to come over and hang out with them for a little bit. I think I might do that if I decide I want to go outdoors. There's an outdoors joke in our jokes today, my friends. I have no real plans aside from that, my friends. What about you? What do you folks have going on for you today? I'd love to hear about it. Just send me a message or drop a comment on this video, which is probably the easiest. Just comment on the video. What are you up to today, my friends? I'd love to hear it. Melissa Carnahan, friend of the group. I have to call her a friend of the group because she's not a member again. She's having trouble with Facebook. She messaged me yesterday. Well, number one, to let us know that she's no longer on Facebook again. Sorry to hear that, Melissa. Number two, that she been hanging out with Carter. That's her boss and her grandson. And she's been doing that. That's what she does during the week. I believe she watches Carter early in the day. And they also have a great pooch over there. I cannot remember the dog's name. What's the dog's name, Melissa? Melissa may not say this on Facebook, but she sees them on YouTube, these videos, my friends. But yeah, so she was hanging out with Carter, or she just got back from hanging out with Carter. And she, and she let us know she's not a member. My buddy Dan's been telling me what he's doing in his life. He actually sent a great photo. He came in second place in a karaoke contest at Fionn MacCool's. Really, a lot of competition. Dan is a fighter. Dan is a singer. Dan is a great guy. And Dan's a mod for our groups, my friends. It's Dan Pederson. And I'm going to bring up his photo right now. I think this is awesome. Dan, you're looking good, my friend. Look at that. I don't care if it eclipses my face a bit. I'm going to bring that up. Dan is amazing. Dan is an advocate for persons with disabilities. Dan probably has more challenges before 9 a.m. than a lot of us have all day. But you know what? None of them stop Dan. Dan makes things happen. Dan is an inspirational guy. Dan Pederson, I tell you, he's a funny guy, a very funny guy, but he's also an inspirational guy. And Dan, good job on coming in second place. I expect you'll come in first place next year, my friends. But yeah, folks, great singer. Great funny guy. Just intelligent guy. Knows everything about sports. Been working at the Saddle Dome for a long, long time. And great guy. Congratulations, Dan. And thanks for sharing that with us, Dan. I really appreciate it. And we're going to share more about Dan's life as things go on. Because Dan's always up to something interesting, my friends. So, Dan, I really appreciate it. You look great in that photo, too, my friend. And whoever took that photo, kudos to them. They did a great job. Because you're an ugly... No, you're not ugly. I'm just kidding, Dan. That's because I'm a friend of Dan. That's why I said that, folks. Dan ain't ugly. All right, Dan, you rock. Thanks for sharing that, Dan. And looking forward to hearing more about the Adventures of Dan Pederson. I want to know what you're doing, my friends. Just, it doesn't have to be great details or anything. Hey, I'm going for a walk later on today. Or, I got to work today. Or I've got to go pick up something. Or anything. I'd love to hear about your life. I'd love to hear about your pets. Why don't you share a photo of your pets if you want? It doesn't have to be a cat or a dog. It could be a fish. It could be a newt. It could be an ant. I don't care. I'd love to see a photo of your pets, folks. I just love to know a little bit more about you. Not trying to pry. We're just trying to make a connection. We're trying to make this community feel like a community. And I think this might help, my friends. All right, folks, and now we're going to feature a couple of great posts. We've got a post from Ashley Warner Ferguson, somebody who I've never shared anything from before. And we've got another post from Jody Henderson. Both of them very funny. We're going to start with Ashley's post. Going to bring that up right now. And with me, I probably just didn't hear you. But either way, it comes up the same. Ashley, thank you very much. I find this hilarious. Sometimes I laugh more than I should. This may be the case here, but I found it very funny. Thank you, Ashley. Now the next one. The next post is from Jody Henderson. Bringing that one up right now, too. And this is just genius. I don't have kids. But I could see trying something like this when necessary. Although I don't nap either. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Ashley. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all your awesome posts, my friends. We really do appreciate it. It's what makes us great. And we are great because of you and your great posts. So keep it up, my friends. All right, so where are we in this video? I think I told you what time it was when we started this video. And then I'm pretty sure I told you what the date was on this side of the world. And on the other side of the world, hello, Sydney. Okay. Hello, Melbourne. And then I told you about my day. I don't have a lot going on. Asked you about your day. Pleaded for you to tell me about your day or send photos of your pets. Anything like that. A little bit of interaction is going to be awesome. And then I told you about my superhero friend, Dan Pederson, who came second place in Fionn MacCool's for the karaoke competition on solos. Man, it's hard work. There's a lot of great talent there, and Dan is one of those pieces of that great talent. So then from that, I featured a couple posts, one from Ashley Warner Ferguson, the other one from Joni, I'm making up stuff. The other one from Jody Henderson. And then I got all confused and I had to bring everything all together and it got us right here. And from right here, I'm pretty sure the place you go is to the bad jokes. A guy asked me, where did your sister go hunting? And I told him, Alaska. Because forget it, I'll ask her myself. I am such a big Star Wars fan that I named my kids after the characters. My son Luke thinks it's awesome. My daughter Chewbacca, not so much. 90% of us bald men still own a comb. We just can't part with it. I found a great place to order sausages online. I'll send you a link. My therapist says my main problem is I don't know how to identify my feelings. I don't know how I feel about that. Where do mansplainers get their water from? From a well, actually. I got fired from my job as a psychic, but I guess that kind of makes sense. I didn't see it coming. I love going outdoors. It is so much more convenient than going out windows. My cabinet maker was arrested last week for counterfeiting. Let me be clear. Nothing tops a cheese pizza. You know, I sure am glad some of you folks like those jokes because it is the toughest part of the video to do, but I think it might be the most rewarding part of the video. Why is it tough? Well, there's more work to do on it. I've got to edit each of those jokes. I record them. I tell one. I stop recording it. I record the next one. I record the next one. I record the next one. Then I go through and edit them individually. I try to remove as much background sound and stuff like that, which is sometimes a little difficult because we'll be halfway through a joke and the furnace will click on or something like that. But it's worth it. And one of the reasons why it's becoming less work is because I get jokes sent in to me. That's right. One of the tougher parts also of that is researching jokes, trying to find jokes that I haven't told before, trying to find jokes that might make you laugh. And it really helps when you folks send in jokes. I've got for 3 days running the first joke. That's from Greg of the Lake at YouTube. I don't think I know Greg. I don't know if I know Greg. But I love the fact that Greg is watching the joke videos because I post these videos to YouTube, obviously, because that's where I got these jokes from, the first three. Well, no, the first one today, the first one yesterday, and the first one the day before were all from Greg of the Lake. I don't mean the first three today. And I appreciate that so very much, Greg of the Lake. The second joke today I got from Wendy, my beautiful, wonderful wife. And then the next 4 jokes I got from our friend David Knapp. David Knapp, you know what, folks, send some positive vibes, thoughts, and prayers if that's your thing to Dave. He and his family are going through some tough times, but Dave still took the time out to send me some amazing jokes. And you know what, Dave's positive that things are going to turn around and get better. Let's send them those good thoughts, my friends. And Dave, thank you for the jokes, of course, too. Absolutely, thank you for the jokes. I know that that's probably the least important thing in life, but the fact that you laugh, and you said you do get some laughs from us, I'm sure that helps, and I'm so glad that helps a little bit. Folks, I want to tell your jokes, too. I want to tell the world that I got a joke from Joe Schmo in Kentucky or something like that. I want to tell the world that Sally Ann so-and-so sent me in some jokes today. I want to tell the world about how funny you are, and I want to tell your jokes. Send your jokes to jokes@wellythoughitwasfunny.com, and if I use your jokes, I promise you, I'm giving you credit. Just like I gave Dave credit, just like I gave Greg of the Lake credit, and just like I gave Wendy credit, my beautiful, wonderful wife, I'll give you credit for your jokes, of course, my friends. But I want to tell your jokes, but you got to send them to me. You know what would be even more cool, my friends? Why don't you record a video of you telling a joke and send that to me? Same place, jokes@wellythoughitwasfunny.com. And if you're not sure how you do that, I'll give you a quick run through. Grab your phone. Turn on the camera app. Turn on the camera. Make sure that front-facing camera is on. That's the one that shows, so you're looking in there and you see your beautiful face. And then you hit video, and then you hit record, and then you tell a joke to your phone, and then you hit stop. And then when you're done, you hit share on that video. You share it by email to that same place, jokes@wellythoughitwasfunny.com. If I get 10 of those from 10 different people, one of these days you're going to watch the videos. The joke segment's going to come in. I'm just going to introduce it. And then it'll be 10 different funny people telling 10 different funny jokes. I know I've got at least 10 funny people out there. I've got 707,000 funny people out there. Send me some jokes, my friends. Let's set this place on fire, in a good way, of course, and send videos of you telling jokes, because you're funny, and we're going to show the world how funny you are. All right, folks, you probably know this is coming. I got a little bit of a store, and we've got some great products in that store. We absolutely do. We've got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got a little bit of a commercial that I'll drop down here. It's not a very good commercial, but I tell you, the products are fantastic. I would love to see you in one of our shirts. I would love to see you holding up one of these coffee cups, or showing off the tote bag that we have that I'm going to talk to you about in a moment, or showing us where you put your sticker. That's right, we got stickers. I'm just going to drop that commercial right now, and then we're going to come right back, my friends.
I've seen the style before. Terminal psychotic.
All right, folks, really quick. We have a great store where we've got these fantastic coffee cups. We've got hoodies. We got shirts. Heck, we got shirts. Look at this. We got shirts. This is my 3/4 sleeve rock shirt, like they call it. Why do I call it that? Because it reminds me of concert shirts that I used to get when I go to concerts. I still get them. I still go to concerts. This reminds me of. We got shirts, we got hoodies, we got a regular t-shirt. I'm going to bring that up right now. You can see all three of them right there, my friends. They look great. They're great quality, and they're going to look good on you because you're already a gorgeous looking person. Gorgeous looking person, great design. Wow, unstoppable. Told you I got a coffee cup. I also got a 25-ounce to-go cup. Really good quality cup. Keep your hot beverages hot, your cold beverages cold, and look good and represent the group at the same time. What else do I have? Oh my gosh, my friends, you're not going to believe this. I got a tote bag. I'm sorry, I sound like an idiot. I got this great tote bag. That's Rose Glad there with her tote bag, saying not only is it good for groceries, it's good for books. And as you can see right there, it's great for hauling around your rubber chickens. Thank you, Rose. That rocks, and you rock, Rose. Folks, check out our store. We got a lot of cool stuff there, and I'm sure there's going to be something there for you. And if you buy one of our shirts or our hoodie or one of those coffee cups, or we have a phone case, we've got stickers. Let's see how you represent, my friends. So visit the store at store.wellythoughitwas.com. Thank you very much for watching that little spiel of mine there. I promise you, it's great. They're great products, and people really do ask you about it when you're out and about. When I wear that sweatshirt, I've been asked so many times, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Where'd you get that? What's it about? There's a QR code on the bottom you can scan there, buddy, and they do that. I get new members of the group that way. It's kind of cool. Except for the fact that I don't really like strangers paying a lot of attention to me, but you know what? If I'm representing the group, it makes me feel good, my friends. All right, enough about the store. Time to wrap up. A little bit about you. You are amazing, which I told you at the beginning where I think I said the word awesome. Awesomely amazing. How about that? And you folks made us awesomely amazing. We're just a little group. We started off just a little group last April 23rd, 2024. And for the next few months, I think I got about 90 people in there. And I thought it was still pretty cool. They were mostly people I knew. And then something happened, something clicked, and we hit 1,000. I panicked and I said, I need another admin or a mod. That's when Gail Countaway came on. And then, and I thought that was busy. A few months later, we're 150,000 members. Today, we're at 707,000 members. And my gosh, that feels good, my friends. You know why? Because all my life, I've wanted to make people laugh. And I've been mostly successful, on a one-on-one basis. Some people don't find me funny. Totally get that. But I've never been able to make people laugh on a scale like this. And this little thing I created is funny, but it's funny because of you. And it's not little anymore. It's a giant juggernaut of funniness. Unstoppable, I tell you. And that is a great thing. Because making people laugh, always been the plan. We're successful. We're successful because of what you bring to the groups, my friends. 707,000 members. Funniest city on the internet. Population you and I, my friends. Funny people in a funny place. And I'm going to be here again tomorrow. I hope you're going to be here too. Hopefully we have a few new people. And if we don't, what are we? Funniest city on the internet. Best group on the internet. All the love, my friends.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.